Let's see what's happening. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're definitely on. What's going on? Hey, what's going on, Shane? What's going on, Gabe?
Hey.
What's going on, everybody? It is me, Sean Tank Top. I'm over here at Casa de Tank Top, and we are doing Watchers in the Bar live stream. I'm over here. My name is Sean Tank Top. Good to see y'all. Over to my right, which I got it again, even though it's to my left. I got the Draces over there at Casa de Drace. How you guys doing over there?
We're hanging in there.
Man, it's a hot one, like 7 inches from the midday sun, as Rob Thomas famously said. That was like, I remember. I have very visceral memories of that Rob Thomas song, like drinking like a knockoff of Mountain Dew, swimming in an above ground pool.
Sure.
Like with that song playing, stuff like that. And I'm sure it was followed up by like Smash Mouth or something like that. And
that
also
would have been probably the middle of high school for you and I, Sean.
Like
right?
it's like 99, 2000, right around there.
Yeah.
Oh, you little babies.
Oh, yeah, dude. we were.
I was already like 6 months from retirement by that point. I got six more months.
Absolutely. What's going on, Andrea Santana? What's going on, everybody? And also, we have ourselves, the one, the only, we have ourselves Scott Kane, Captain America, as he's affectionately known on the channel. How you doing over there, Scott?
I'm just living fancy free over here, man.
Living fancy free. Okay. You got yourself a little spritzer over there. Like I'm drinking a Claw right now. I'm drinking my Claw 70, like, which is basically a spritzer in a can, essentially. Yeah. It's about as light as it gets and shit.
I have already today done my deadlifts in the morning.
There you go.
Then I cleared out a bunch of dead trees and fallen branches in Logan Square with a couple of fellas, Pedro and Adrian, and I am exhausted now. Do you know what I mean? Like I am just completely 100%. Worn out. So
we did just have, in case anybody out there that's not aware, we did have like basically we were in the middle of recording our podcast. We were recording Watchers in the Bunker podcast, and we had to. It was our first weather rain delay ever. Yeah. Like it was literally like I think like I remember it was just funny because like I remember like. We were recording, and then Mo just like literally like looks at her phone and holds it up to Dustin, and he's like, "What is that?" And she's like, "Dude, like they're telling us to like get in the basement and shit." And like, even though like you like it was like a pretty intense like tornado warning, and I don't know if there was necessarily like if there was like a cyclone, but there was.
Yeah, so some meteorological organization, I don't know, the Noble Guild of Meteorologists or whatever, announced that the Rogers Park destruction, which was really bad, they announced it was formally a tornado that touched down in Chicago, which is crazy. It's crazy. That's like once every 30 years,
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's like which sounds right about on par for 2020. I mean, if we're gonna catch a fucking an anomaly like that.
Yeah, Chicago really needed that this week.
You know what
I mean? Like we needed it.
Stack it up on top of everything. But yeah, so we had like a lot of people. Like it wasn't so bad. Even though oftentimes like the block that I live on, I kind of besmirch it a little bit for not having a lot of trees. It's kind of like an ugly street. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, I was super glad that we didn't have a lot of trees because there was like a fuckload of them everywhere. You know what I mean? Like even kind of driving around a little bit later last night, there was just like a couple, just one block down. There was like a ton of them down there. So yeah, dude, like that shit was like, it was intense. So we just had that going on. It's kind of like it's tornado. Yeah, because it is tornado season. But another thing, one of the topics that we thought about talking about today was the fact that it's kind of getting into, like basically from what would you say? Does me and Dustin, have throughout our careers worked in a lot of different places, but we pretty consistently worked in the wedding industry. Dustin is a DJ and an incredibly good one at that. And I'm I do video obviously and shit. And so like I've shot a lot of weddings, shot a lot of video for weddings. And now we're like kind of in, what is it? Like September, like August, September, October is kind of like the super intense part of the year, right?
Yeah. When I first started doing events, it was like everybody wanted to have like, a May through July wedding.
Yeah.
But Chicago weather being what it is, it's just nobody was getting a good date. You know, it's like we're having an outdoor wedding in May, and I'm like, it's gonna rain, right?
Right. It could rain. It could be super. Yeah, totally. Hey, what's going on, Ann? We got Ann over there. Oh, good to see you again, my dear.
It was like basically within the last like 5 years where like October became like the hot, not like weather-wise, but the hot wedding month. Like,
yeah, right. Well, no,
I did on average for the last 3 years, I was doing anywhere between like 9 and 13 weddings in a month.
Wow.
That's right. That's like literally more.
Weddings.
Well, that's like more days than there are in the weekends that exist in that month. Which is what's
definitely because I would usually weddings and corporate gigs because I would do a lot of Halloween gigs, corporate gigs. So but yeah, I would probably do 2 to 3 weddings every single weekend and then a couple corporate gigs during the week.
Sure.
So October was crazy.
Yeah. So we kind of thought we'd talk about like some of the things, like obviously I don't think that none of us has gone to a wedding this year. Like you've done
last year.
Yeah,
last year.
My sister got married in Mexico.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, that's cool.
My cousin's trying to get married at the end of this month.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fly out to Utah," and I'm like, "Cool. Are you gonna like quarantine for 2 weeks before you do that?" She's like,
right, yeah, like. There's I mean because there's like just the logistics of doing weddings now is like, is a pretty it's a minefield, you know what I mean, like of pretty epic proportions. But like insofar as like, I mean, when it is funny, like once you've gone to enough, like when was the last time you went to a wedding, Scott?
That's an interesting question. I reflected on wedding stories before we logged on today, and the last really strong memory that I have is officiating my friend's Lee and Joseph's wedding last year in the summer.
I've never officiated. I've never officiated a wedding. Has any of you guys have never done that? Have you? No. What was that? What was that like, dude?
My second officiation.
Second. Oh my god! It was like fucking like, dude, you gotta. Yeah. I mean, you're nipping at the heel. You got, Cameron and Kane and Elias and Associates. You're gonna have to fucking open up a second business, my dude.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
Once you get your judgeship, then you'll be able to do it anyways. So, honestly,
you're right, Dustin. And you know what's even better is once you're a judge, you can marry people without their knowledge or consent. You just point at them and they're married. You know what I mean? It's like you and you.
Oh my god, wouldn't that be awesome if it's like you just go? That means like you could like, well, even though I'm sure it would have to be in the state or whatever, but you could just go out and like just like same sex like marry like bigots and stuff like that. And you'd be well, like there's Tucker and Dale hanging out or whatever. Y'all are married. Boom. And then that'd be amazing. No, but
I've Tucker and Dale must die. It's Tucker and Dale must get married.
Shit, that sounds like some kind of stupid boner comedy that Adam Sandler would like put together or something like. Or no, didn't he do something where it's like Chuck and Larry? I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, him and Kevin James. So speaking of Tucker. That made me kind of think of I don't know if you guys saw the recent. This is not quite wedding related, but
sure, whatever.
Sure. Did you guys see all of the posts from I think it's South Dakota, the Sturgis bike rally?
Oh Jesus, yeah.
So all right, so when I graduated college in the year of our Lord 2000. In the year 2000, which when some of you were born. Actually, it might have been. Actually, this is when I graduated high school. My friend and I did this actually, so it was even earlier.
Okay.
So that would have been '96.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was right before we took off to college, and so we got into his BMW, which it was pretty rad for like a couple of 16-year-olds driving across I-80 in a BMW. It was kind of incredible. So we ended up driving to go visit my relatives in Utah. And we were trying to get a hotel, and you couldn't get a hotel for like 3 entire states. And we're like, what the hell's going on?
Oh my god!
Every roadside hotel was like, yeah, you can't get a hotel right now. And we're like, why? Like Sturgis. I'm like, what the fuck is
and you're like, what is this? And he's like, no, it's like the singular. It's the Burning Man of motorcycles.
Unbelievable.
Huge deal.
And
huge
we
deal.
ended up rolling into Sturgis and like just drove straight through it. And so like it was like kind of terrifying because there's all these like straight up like real legit like Hell's Angels like biker
those
gang.
like the dudes that live that life, like you know what I mean.
And so we roll up like two like scrawny kids from like the suburbs of Chicago. We're like, hey, what's up, guys? I look exactly like I look now, wearing like a band T-shirt, like
right, totally. Dork. Some Converses, and stuff.
Oh,
you know?
No, very much. Yeah, I mean, I was rocking some Converse.
Absolutely,
sure.
yeah, 100%.
So
black high tops.
I couldn't help but every time I saw those photos of all these like gnarly looking biker people, I remember like it's like something out of like Roadhouse where you're walking past and everybody like, kind of like looks at you weird.
Yeah.
Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure where he like knocks over the motorcycle and we're like don't go anywhere near the motorcycle.
Yeah, right.
We don't want to die.
Or you get like some like the old hobo from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, like shoe fly, shoe fly, shoe fly.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. I'm like, oh yeah, Sturgis. I remember Sturgis.
Sturgis is it's definitely a thing. I mean, like, as I was saying, well, that is one thing because Anne had brought up that. You know, because you were talking a little bit before, Dustin, about like weather being a factor and like how there are some, it's so fucking like, I've definitely had a couple of times where it's just like people are just like playing chicken with the weather, like where they're just kind of sitting there. It's like, no, it's not going to rain. We're going to be able to get this shit done soon enough, you know, whatever and stuff. And then, or it rains earlier and they decide to go outside. Like, I will never forget this one picture that was taken, and she was the only bridezilla. I've shot like about 250 weddings, and she was legit the only bridezilla. Because that's another thing that people talk a lot about weddings that doesn't really exist, as much as I think people think it does. If anything, you got to be careful for the fucking parents.
Yeah.
It's mama, it's pop. It's like them. The people that are signing the checks are the people with like the most fucking anxiety. You know what I mean? Like, no, 100%. You know what I mean? And so like, I'll never remember like this one. She was like legit the only kind of like, just hard to work with kind of, you know, quote unquote bridezilla type thing, you know, like, and it rarely ever happened, but I'll never forget this. She was like, no, we're going to this park to take pictures. And me and the photographer are like, it rained for like a half an hour, like 2-3 hours ago. Like, it's going to be like, you have heels on, like you're going to sink.
Yeah.
She was just like, and she was, you know, she was just like, no. It was one of those ones where, you know, like it was the Dustin, you can probably speak to this, like where sometimes the couple or somebody, you know, like will kind of become too focused on like, if we don't get this detail right, then the day sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where it's like, if I don't get this picture, then I've failed at my wedding day, which is like the most insane fucking thing. Like, that I can possibly imagine. I mean, like, do you run into that a lot or not? Probably not that much.
No, you know, I'm pretty lucky in that by design, our company kind of like deals with mostly pretty cool clients. You know,
yes, like where, right.
Well, I used to.
Yeah, we used to.
I'm mad at them right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, wedding clients, trying to kill my husband right now.
Yeah, I mean, like where they're just like, no,
from Florida and not quarantining.
Right.
Before my husband, they're gonna go breathe particles all over my husband. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
think it's COVID. I'm gonna go
Floridian.
nuclear. I'm gonna be a bridezilla.
Right? No shit. No, I mean, like, well,
Morgan's my attack dog. I'm gonna.
I like it. Yeah.
Totally.
You gotta be like a handler. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with my wife.
I can't.
Take control her.
All right.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, like, but I remember she was thinking. I mean, she was just like, I need to go to that spot, and I remember we're just like, okay, like we'll shoot it, and I'll never forget like this. We have like this one picture of this woman because I don't have the footage anymore, because it became like such this big contentious thing between her and the company that I was working for at the time. I don't have the original footage, but but we do have this like I remember this one photo of just this. She's holding her skirt up. It is rimmed like a fucking margarita glass with salt of just twigs and mud and earth. And I don't know, most weddings don't have a backup wedding dress. So this this gal had to, it became like part of because it was just like this brown shit colored nightmare, just a like kind of salted rim around her skirt, which was amazing. But I'll never forget, she was like holding it up and kind of like and just like walking through. She looked like one of the evil sisters from Sleeping Beauty. You know what I mean? It was definitely that type of a fucking thing, dude. Like, it was totally true. But I want to bring up, because we're gonna kind of be bouncing in and out of this. And another thing that we're talking about is bad Russian wedding photoshops. And
I got a link for you.
This was clear. Oh, do you? Oh, okay, go. Yeah. Send it over the wire. But this right here is one that I can tell was they were like, if we don't get this shot, then this day is done for. And it's this shot right here. Let me see what you guys think about this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cute. I like it. I wish I had one of those at our wedding.
You know what I'm saying? Though, like, I think out of a lot of these, because you got to think like this. I just want to know who do you think pitched this? Is this the
guy with his arms outstretched?
You think that was the guy where he was just like,
what? Is he the groom?
The guy with his arm, the guy in the front,
casually dressed for a groom.
Yeah, he's looking real chill.
No,
yeah.
I don't think he's the groom. I think he's
he's the photographer.
I'm thinking that's like brother-in-law material, right?
Yeah,
there.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm thinking. But I just want to know, but like, who's just like, yeah, we need Optimus Prime and an explosion to make it really pop. You know what I mean? I love it though. This is to me. This is like actually one that's like kind of like heartwarming for me. You know what I mean? Like, I actually like that one a lot. There's a couple other ones that we have that are just not nearly as fun, but just as bizarre. But I think
what's heartwarming about that to me is that it feels like it comes out of a place of like real excitement or passion about explosions and Optimus Prime.
In Russia, Transformers transform you, you know?
Yeah. I just figured it'd be like, it's better than like if someone like was sarcastic in their wedding photos. I can't think of anything more depressing than someone like ironically rolling their eyes at getting married. Be like, I guess I love you, you know? Whatever that means.
You have to do us part, you know, or whatever. Well, that's like, I mean, because of the Transformers thing, that's like kind of like a cute, kind of geeky type thing. Dustin, do you have like any type of like one of the geekiest like requests that you've ever gotten from like where you're just like, dude, you got to play the theme song to Doctor Who when I'm walking down the aisle or whatever the fuck.
That would be cool though.
That's all that. I mean, that's
constantly.
I've done 3 different Tim Burton weddings.
Everyone's like dressed up.
Yeah. Dude, I shot a Tim Burton wedding. It was on, I think it was on October 30th, and it was they had a B-52's cover band.
That's
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, it was killer. It was like and it was like everybody. It was like a costume party and shit like that. And it was like, I think, who was it? It was like it was Jack. It was like Skeleton Jack or whatever the fuck his name is, and the girl from The Nightmare Before Christmas. You remember like the love interest from that? They were like on the top of the cake.
Oh, the ragdoll lady.
The ragdoll girl.
Yeah.
My couple were Beetlejuice and Lydia.
Oh wow.
That's a little.
Jump in the line.
And their parents were all of the characters from Alice in Wonderland. And then the wedding party was Jack Skellington, Ooga Booga, and
Ooga Booga.
That guy was amazing because he just had this giant like burlap sack.
Ooga Booga.
Isn't
It's like one
I
of the.
think it's Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I mean, like,
I don't know.
I mean, I will say that, like, however you slice it, I think whoever was doing the names that day kind of just decided to take, like, kind of took an easy afternoon coming up with that one. It's like, what are we gonna call the Ooga Booga? Like, whatever.
But yeah, he was like had like built like this cage, and so it was like huge, and he would just vomit candy out of the mouth, and I think it was like one of his friends, but he would just like literally just all night long be like throwing candy out of his mouth.
Whoa!
And for the ceremony, they had like a couple of their little like nieces and nephews. The groom hid behind a door.
Yeah.
And, like, they had the little kid say Beetlejuice, 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 and then he popped out. And
oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not. So they. I mean, like, it's like, so they did that, but they clearly had like a clear amount of shtick.
Yeah. They also walked down the aisle to Fet's Vet by MC Chris.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Right on.
Pretty
That's
awesome.
incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this, hold on, we got Dustin.
They were dork.
Yeah. Would you say that they were kind of like almost owning and exaggerating and emphasizing some type of commercialization of geek or nerd culture in this wedding? No. Okay. It was sincere.
It was.
Oh,
yeah. I don't think that anyone dresses up in a burlap sack, like sweating their balls off. I mean, because even if it was like super chilly, like in the middle of October, you're sweating bullets in a burlap sack, dude. Like you know what I mean? So
I think weddings should be Halloween costume weddings. Like,
I wish I had worn a Halloween costume.
I know. Yeah. So like we went to the greatest wedding of all time. I think I've
You've
talked
told me
about
about this wedding before. Yeah, I think, yeah, totally.
Where Morgan and I we were pretty, like, we'd been together, let's see, maybe a couple years at that point.
Second Halloween together? First Halloween?
Pretty early on, but our friends got married at the City Museum in St. Louis, which is an incredible place if you haven't been there. It was a costumed wedding, and the friends of the bride and groom, we all dressed up as characters from Bill and Ted's. We built a 10-foot high phone booth.
Yeah, dude.
That we all could like get into, and so we came out during the best man speech, and Morgan and I were future Bill and Ted.
Oh, so you guys were the robot versions of fucking Bill and Ted, right?
Like,
no, the future, like when they come back from the future, when they've already
right. Okay,
they're like ZZ Top looking.
Yeah, so we had like a big. Morgan had this big long beard and like a cowboy hat, and we had like a backpack with a baby in it.
Hell yeah!
I bought us babies for our back because they come back with their children, and I had like not packed our babies, or I packed one baby.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Dustin had to like run around St. Louis because I forgot one of our babies. So he would find a baby doll like day of the wedding, like a madman.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like as long as you can find like a Target or a Kmart, I suppose it's pretty.
Yeah, I ended up finding one. We found one at a thrift store.
There you go.
Real money for it. But
ooh, a used baby.
Like I got our original babies from a thrift store.
Oh, maybe.
You got the replacement baby. It was brand new out the box.
Shiny out the box baby, man. Like holy shit.
The best part though of the wedding, there was two things that were really stand out. Was that the phone booth was actually, the phone itself was a beer bong.
Wow.
All throughout the wedding, we kept calling people through the circuits of time.
You're ripping beer bongs at the wedding? Fuck yes, man.
Which I still have the phone. Like I saved it from the wedding.
Oh hell yeah!
That's actually how we got the Bill and Ted signed poster.
That's right. I remember you telling that story. It's like because I remember they invited Edgar Winter to the wedding, but
cool.
he didn't go. But eventually he sent them a signed
poster. A few months later, he sent us a signed poster. He was like, "Oh, sorry, I couldn't attend this most excellent."
What a fucking awesome dude!
Yeah, that's so thoughtful, right?
That's really cool, man. Like,
but the bride and groom during their introductions came out as the princess and Atreyu from Neverending Story. And they came out on a four-wheeler that they'd covered in fur to look like Falcor.
Wow.
But this was the reception. They actually got married in normal clothes because actually my wedding dress is her wedding dress. She let me use it. So look at our wedding photos. That's her wedding dress.
Yeah. Wasn't that like the woman that designed like Britney Spears.
Like, no, she does. Like, it was a fucking baller wedding dress.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was
one that you can
photos. We need photos, Tracy.
Yeah, right.
I did. It's in the chat.
The link is on the YouTube.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, but I am going to apologize. In the interview, I used the term, this was 2012, and I used the term spirit animal. So it's kind of embarrassing. So I'm like, we don't really say that anymore, and I didn't know it was problematic. So I apologize for my use of the word spirit animal in this interview.
Guys, we're canceling Morgan.
You're out.
No, it's like something online. I'm like, shit, that's online forever.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, we got some people that are throwing some of their other things. This is like this. We got Sue's bringing up this one. My sister had to sew a bride back into her wedding dress at the reception. Oh. They missed the whole cocktail hour. That's that's happened. I remember one time I was at my buddy's wedding, and he was going to do like a bow tie, and then like we're like lining up, like we're about 5 minutes away from walking down the aisle from the processional, and he was like, "Does anybody know how to tie a bow tie?" And we're all like, just like, "No, dude." Like I was like, "Not really. Like I could maybe get you halfway there," and we literally had to run out, make a quick announcement, and we found like this one like horrifically old man to come over and help us like tie, because he was so old, you know what I mean? Like
he was there when the bow tie was invented.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's like, I know Sam Bowtie, like I went to fucking college with him.
It's probably not a shock that I know how to tie a bow tie, but you know.
No, I mean, like, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like it's older dudes, or it's like distinguished ass gentlemen, Dustin.
Yeah.
And that's definitely and you're one of those.
I would say Dustin definitely brings a lot of big dick energy into the male house Burlington fashion game.
Dude, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like it's 100%. I don't know that we have the same fashion taste, Dustin, but I've definitely seen you dressed at the bar and been like, the drip is real. You know what I mean? I'm just like, this dude is turned the fuck out right now.
No, it's like
I miss wearing like real clothing.
I miss places.
Oh, there definitely is like that whole thing where like Dustin rolls in and everybody's and like all the dudes are like, it's like, well, fucking way to class out the joint, motherfucker.
Right,
like,
yeah.
I'm just trying to be the exact opposite end of like tank top.
Dude, no, that's what I'm saying.
Because I'm a tank top and I'm wearing a full fucking suit with
that's
like
what
a
I'm
bolo
saying. Like you helped me coin it though. It's like underdress, overperform. It's like kind of the whole thing. Like, when I wear like a t-shirt, people think that I'm going to like a fucking funeral or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Sean and I worked a wedding together one time.
That's true.
At a venue,
cool.
which is one of the dumbest named venues. It's called River Roast. It sounds like a lunch meat. It's like, it used to be called Fulton's on the River. It's been called a bunch of different things.
Come on down to fucking H.A. Wilson's River Roast. Like, we got all the roasts down by the river. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
And I showed up to this wedding, and I'm in like, a nice like full suit. Sean shows up, and he's wearing like a shirt like unbuttoned down to his belly button.
That's the truly delicious loftus right there.
No way. Okay, so it was a pretty fucking hot day. It was a hot ass day, and it's the whole. And I'm all about, it's like that. It's like the Howlin' Wolf song, "Built for Comfort." Like it's you're built for comfort, not for speed. Yeah. And like that whole idea was just like about me staying cool and like being able to kind of like do the gig, because like by the time I get to you guys at the reception, I've been shooting for like 6 hours, and I'm like fucking. It's been a super long day, but yeah, I could just because I used to like kind of like. I'd wear like a full suit and shit like that, keep it on the entire time, like without fail. And then, as I've gotten a little on in years, I'm like the same as all the other old pros, where I'm just like, fuck this shit. I'm not fucking like I'm wearing like a black, like tucked in polo, and that's as nice as it's gonna get, just because of what we're doing. Because like I remember I was on a shoot one time, and like I think it was a pretty big like wedding party. It was like 20 people, and I think they had like 2 bottles of water between them, and it was 95 degrees out, and we were doing a 3-hour shoot in like this big botanical garden, like 3 hours of fucking of photos, and the fucking brother of the bride passed out, like unresponsive for like 30 seconds or something like that. It was horrible. Like, and I was, of course, I had like 2 or 3 bottles of water on me. I'm giving it out to all these fucking kids and stuff. And it was just like, I don't know, it was crazy. But here, we also got another one from Gabe, the thirst officer over here. I wanted to bring up.
He's funny.
Gabe's the best. He's one of our patrons. He's one of the crew for sure. Christian college, our roommates got married. Dry wedding, no dancing.
Woof.
And the groom's ex-best friend crashed the wedding and gave an impromptu offensive statement.
Oh my God. Hard pass. Hard pass.
Well, it's everything about, because it's like everything about a wedding. Like, obviously, I like the fact that hopefully I know the people and hopefully I'm friends with them and shit like that, even though, I've been like the date to a wedding and I don't know anybody there. But like, obviously the union is cool and you're happy for them and like all that stuff, but it's like the weddings are the shit because it's a fucking party.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
fancy, everybody looks fancy and we're dancing our asses off. We went to a fucking wedding. Me and Scott went to a wedding. Our buddy Matt Fleming.
Oh man,
Birdie, and we fucking got ripped.
I was supposed to DJ that wedding actually. Originally.
Were you?
Yeah, he asked me originally to DJ that wedding, and then a year went by and he never gave me a date, and so I was
sure, right. I think
he
went on to it was I think he went that wedding DJ made a classic kind of wedding DJ mistake. Where it's just a tiny one, because by the end of it we were all dancing and having a good time. But I do remember it was one of those things where he took Matt very literal, like where Matt was just like, dude, 90s hip hop and R&B, like that's all, like whatever. When to me, you got to throw a little bit of a bone to the olds that are in the fucking place.
Oh yeah,
just for about like 45 minutes, you play like a block of the classics. You play Run Around Sue. You play fucking Do the Twist. You do whatever. You work your way up through the decades. And then, the old people, they kind of get tired and they go home and they go die or something like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, or whatever the fuck old people do. Like, after whatever the old people do at the end of the thing. You know what I'm saying?
They catch COVID and then they curl up in the ball and that's it.
No.
Well, it was just because, but you always got to kind of give them like a little bit of just so you get, and it's good for the photos and the videos, because then grandma doesn't want to go up and dance with her newly married grandson to put it in your mouth or anything.
She's not gonna crush the dance floor to wet ass pussy. You know what I mean?
You don't know my grandma.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, even though you didn't attend our wedding,
even though it'd be awesome. If they stick around long enough and do and do dance through to the hits, I think it's great. But it's just for a little thing, just like a little bone to throw to the olds. You know what I mean? Speaking of wet ass pussy, though. Oh, go ahead.
Morgan.
Speaking of wet ass pussy,
so Morgan assisted me one time on a wedding.
Awful.
And it was a friend of mine from college. You want to tell the story?
Look at her body language. Look at.
Well, there was this dad yelling at me, and there was a schedule, and they were about to do a cake cutting, and I'm just playing the cocktail music, and he's like, "Play dance floor." And I'm just like, I can't. They told me not to. I just had this old man yelling at me, and I'm just like, I just hate this, and I hate you, and I'm not even getting paid for this bullshit. So
that's part of that wedding. Like when you're getting paid, it's a little different. You know what I mean? Oh, I had one time. I had a guy.
Hold on, John. This wedding is so the father of the groom.
Yeah.
Gave an epically long toast.
God.
Going on and on about all of his son's accomplishments and about his construction company that he started, and about all of the awards that his band has had.
A dick the size of a fire extinguisher. He's just look at this kid,
just like a full, it was a while, like 5-10 minutes of just going on and on and on. Right? the groom goes up and he's like, "Dad, say something about Jill." And he's like, "Jill, I barely even know Jill." On the microphone.
Yeah.
That's the the same guy who yelled at me?
No, her dad was the Irish guy from the South Side. Yeah, they both sucked.
Dude, so all right, well, hey man, I mean, yeah, it's like you run into that sometimes. Or I've had it a couple where, yeah, like you get like the dads that they just do like a long speech and it's fine, you know, like whatever. Or like sometimes, like I remember one time I shot this one where this mother was doing a speech and she was like, they were from the East Coast. And she was like a classic East Coast, like mother's talking about a daughter's wedding. And she was talking about like how, you know, like you look so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. It's like all the classic stuff. It goes like, but I will have to say, when Isabella was initially born, I had some concerns, and then started to talk about like what an ugly baby she was, and like whatever. And it was just like, and I was shooting it at like a kind of like a medium wide. It was like a medium wide shot, and just like the face that she made, it was one of those things. It's like that Simpsons thing. Like you can actually see the moment where her soul leaves her body. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally that type of thing. But like we were talking about WAP. We were talking about wet ass pissy before. Speaking of weird Russian wedding photos, I found another one, and it's actually I used it as the screen, as the screenshot for this episode. This one right here. What do you think is going on here, guys?
Wow. Oh,
that's the eye contact he gives you when he's doing
what I'm saying. This is one thing I gotta say. This
sleep paralysis demon munching on your puss. That's scary. I don't like it.
It really does look like I gotta say though. I mean, I'll give this couple this like eye contact game on point.
Yeah. No shame.
You know what I mean? Like both of them. You know what I mean? Like this.
But here's the thing: they had to like think about that ahead of time because like they like
had to bring because that doesn't look Photoshop. That looks like a real watermelon.
That's a real watermelon for sure.
She's gonna fuck up her dress.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Totally.
Do you think that the bride like cognized this as some type of power move, like establishing so that every attendee at their wedding knows that her husband eats her out real good?
Right.
You know, like,
so if you want to cheat on, if you want to try to get him to cheat on her with you, you're gonna be like tongue kissing her puss. That's where his mouth is bad.
Yeah,
or it's definitely like a thing where it's like or it just also watermelon. It's watermelon ass pussy. Like it's not like it's a new take on the song. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of kind of weird coding.
A lot to unpack here.
There's a lot to unpack for sure. But I gotta say, I bet that's
familiar with the subreddit. I have sex. You know that one?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm on that one, but I'm definitely there. I've on some kind of adjacent ones where it's like I am very badass, and it's like just people
that
are like
exactly right. Yeah, that photo looks like the apotheosis of that. Where it's just like in case anyone was doubting, we're banging like on the regular, and we're both like really cool. So let's take notice.
Right, absolutely. It ends right on the money. I mean, like they're just like just in case y'all don't know already what we're gonna be doing. Like on the wedding night.
I like the 2017 trend of like fake blowjob photos where it'd be like the bride like in front of the groom and like the groom's pants are down.
I've seen some stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a
don't post that.
I mean, there's a pretty great Vice article with like we asked a photographer who originated the trend. Literally, why?
Yeah, like what is happening here? You know what I mean? Like, oh shit. No, I mean, like that. I'm trying to think about like I did have one there. Sometimes I've had one wedding where like, you know, I mean like. It's not obviously not so much anymore, but it used to be that like you waited until you got married to start fucking having some sex. And so like when, you know, like, and obviously that's not really that much the case anymore. So when that is the case though, the dudes like, and that couple, like they might as well put like a big neon sign. Cause I remember this one guy, he like just kind of like let it loose. Like, just so you guys know, she saved herself for marriage, so I'm gonna like, and he's just like talking about like how he's gonna bone her for the first time, and everybody was like super into. They were like, "Woo, that's great!" and stuff. It was very strange. If I was like a buddy of his, I would have been like, I wanted to know what his fucking track record was. Like, did he save himself for marriage?
His body count?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, you know what I mean?
Body
like,
count.
That's what the kids are saying.
Body count.
Get your body.
Yeah, catch your body. Oh my god, that's like
the kids are saying.
Yeah.
That's what the kid body count.
In touch with the kids these days.
I remember a rough. She's like one of the only people I know that I know that's on TikTok, I think. So yeah, I mean, like you're closer to the kids than any of us are. You know, I mean, like even though. What was the one terrible way of talking about, like, if you like, I'm gonna go, like, oh man, he got laid a ton. You'd say he would bag him and tag him. It's rough, you know what I mean? Like, oh wait, we got Jurassic Park's right now on AMC. I love Shane White, by the way. This guy he just gives you the information. He's like, if there's a newscaster like on our comments, it's Shane, because Shane is giving you the straight facts, the information, whenever they're happening.
Thank you, Shane.
Seriously, I mean, like, that movie fucking rules, man.
The
like,
House
it does.
News ticker. Jurassic Park is now on AMC.
Or no, you like remember how they do that kind of shit, like where like they get like a velociraptor like dancing across the bottom of the screen. Like, Jurassic Park's coming up after Seinfeld or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
You know, like that was really weird.
Oh,
We're going to Doom Beaver. It's like, Doom Beaver, I'm Russian. What the fuck is going on?
What are you talking about?
We've been talking to Doom Beaver out there. Welcome to the stream, my friend. We're talking about, we're sharing wedding stories and stuff like that. And we're also talking about some, I found this article about kind of like awkward, like Russian Photoshop jobs. And I just think it's a fascinating topic, and it happens to come from Russia, and it's like super fun. So that's what we're talking about. You're the only motherfucker that I know that's probably been to a bunch of weddings in Russia that's on this chat, man. You gotta start hitting us with some knowledge and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's like, this is like baby's photos. Look at these, you know.
I got another one that's pretty fucking cool that I think this is where the Photoshop really comes, because like, you know, the watermelon one wasn't too crazy. That they clearly brought that watermelon with them. This one doesn't. I just don't really understand the impetus to it. But hey,
that's cute. You
wow.
put it in your pocket. I love it.
Look, I
want good things for them.
He's like Russian Bilbo Baggins, like with like his little with his like little fairy wife.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's just like that's like.
I think that's great.
You're on board with that?
Yeah.
We should. You know what we should do? We should. It's because like you guys didn't have, because the Photoshop game wasn't, you know, clearly wasn't up to snuff at your guys' wedding dresses. We should, I should grab my camera. We take a couple of photos and we can do. I could do that. Like tomorrow. Like if you want.
I can do it like while we're doing this cast. I have Photoshop too, Sean.
Right there. Well, you have it too. There you go, man. Like awesome. Yeah, totally.
We can make this a reality.
We can make this a reality. Here's another one that I think is pretty great.
I love it. Except for, why is his shirt untucked?
Oh, that's right.
You tuck your shirt into the horse.
See, because like I think what they should have done with this photo is like, I'm thinking that
He's
this
like
one.
an Ebenezer Scrooge. He's got like a nightgown with like a top coat on. Like, or like what's the grandpa from Willy Wonka? Grandpa Joe.
Oh right. Oh, like where he was
like a
fucking,
nightshirt.
Yeah, where he was just like bedridden for like his entire life until
unless you get a free candy.
Yeah, you get some free candy, and then all of a sudden, this guy is fucking mobile as fuck.
My legs work the whole time.
So this, like with this one, insofar as the tucked in shirt is concerned, my whole thing is why they didn't just do a nice blend in like they did with the bride.
Well, because they should have given him a white horse too, but I guess they wanted the dark horse and the white horse. And
dark horse and the white horse. I guess so. I mean, like I don't know. I think that the untucked thing is like is just a little messy. Like, did you ever do like a beachside type of wedding, Dustin? They were by the water and shit like that. You ever do that one by the water at all?
Well, we attended one, but no.
No?
No, I really wouldn't want to because I just would worry about all my gear. I've done outdoor weddings, but outdoor weddings
are fucking kind of stressful and shit like that. You know
how upset people get when I tell them that I need covering. They're like, "What? Why? It's not going to rain." I'm like, "Yeah, but like when it's 90 degrees outside, have you ever had a laptop outside in 90 degrees heat?"
Yeah, like do you want the thing to play? You know what I mean? Yeah, totally, for sure.
I've $5,000 or $6,000 worth of equipment here to set up
right, totally.
Goddamn like artisanal like farm village. Like
farm village.
Yeah, it's like, no thanks.
Artisanal farm
village. An artisanal farm village.
Oh shit! Here we go. Okay, hold on. Goats. I like where Sue's head is at. Jurassic Park themed wedding. I mean, you got a great soundtrack to work with. Like, I could
soundtrack would be great. Yeah,
the soundtrack can work in a bunch of different ways.
You could also get a bunch of those inflatable dinosaur costumes, and those are always funny. Yes. They will never not be funny.
Like those awkward, like kind of top heavy guys with like the little visor that you can see. Totally, yeah, absolutely. Oh fuck yeah! And like, I would just, if I was doing a Jurassic Park themed wedding, I would have those because. The other thing is like it kind of doesn't matter unless you're shooting like from October, November, December. Your groomsmen are just gonna be sweating their balls off inside of those suits and stuff like that. So they might as well be inside of like a fucking T-Rex suit. So I just have all of my groomsmen be the T-Rexes, like standing in a line and shit like that. You know what I mean? And they get to wear like their regular clothes. I mean, because if you're gonna sweat your balls off, you might as well look like a T-Rex, right? You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? If I will dress up like a T-Rex at your wedding, Sean.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
I'm just imagining Dr. Ian Malcolm at the bachelor party getting shit canned with the groom-to-be and saying, "You were so preoccupied with whether you could get married, you never thought whether you should," and then try to talk him into making out with a stripper. Or
right, exactly. Right. Oh my God. Right. We have because the vows find a way.
Must go faster.
I love it though. Oh my God. You just hope she shares.
Did you ever have any weddings that you shot with celebrity like appearances?
Ooh, I had one where, let me look him up real quick. He was a he was a classic WWF announcer.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've had like all the big announcers. I had Jim Cornelius, the guy who does all the Blackhawk stuff.
Yeah.
One of the brides like hired
100%.
him to come sing like the national anthem before their first dance, and then he like hung out and signed hockey pucks.
Right, cool.
The dude that sings at the Cubs games, and he came and like I got to actually like wear a World Championship Cubs ring, which I was like, I didn't know that I wanted this until I tried it on. I'm like,
that's cool. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. The one that like I can't believe I was blanking on, but like no, like one of this one wedding long time ago, they fucking dropped a ton of diamond. They flew out Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh yeah, wow!
The big guy to like come in and do their announcement for their wedding, and we have ourselves here, and we see coming down the he did the whole thing. Or
wow, cool.
We actually thought about trying to go to Branson and get married by Yakov Smirnoff. Like, we were very seriously considering it.
You were giving it a butcher's look, huh?
But Branson is dry.
So.
I'm not getting married sober.
Yeah. Branson, Missouri is like, that's the place where like Uncle Sam and Jesus have like a gay townhouse. You know what I mean? Like they do like it, because it's a lot of like, I love Jesus, I love America,
American Jesus.
They love American Jesus, but like show tunes. You know what I mean? Like just like a lot of like theater.
I definitely think of the Simpsons episode where Ned Flanders is referred to going to Branson as though it was Las Vegas. That's what I think of,
It's like if you were playing like Sim City or whatever it was, and you did water park, go-kart park, like Old Country Buffet, and then just copy and paste, like over and over and over again. It's a kind of, or like strip mall, like
yeah.
And that's basically the deal. Oh my god. Yeah, I performed in Branson, Missouri when I was I was in the show choir back in the day.
Cute.
When I was just like, so it's like sequin. No, oh dude, jazz hands and
man,
like,
how frilly was your shirt? Like,
it was more sequins than anything else. It wasn't so much frilly, but like it was like red and black, like kind of patterned sequins vests and stuff like that, and just a singing every goddamn fucking like medley of like Elton John. You could fucking throw a can like, oh yeah, and like that's like, oh, we're doing a medley of like Rent songs or something like that. It was like classic, like that type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's the song? 565 million minutes or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, we sang the fuck out of it.
From Rent, right?
Yeah, dude, it was all about that.
The worst themed wedding that I've ever done. Like Morgan's been trying to get me to go to Disney forever, and Disney people kind of creep me out.
They are crazy.
What do you mean? Like you mean like the people that perform there?
No, the people that are really
he's talking about the
Disney,
fans, the super fans.
Oh, like people that are into it. Okay.
So, I did a wedding where it was Disney themed, and their entire cocktail hour was the I think it was 2017 when they did that live action Cinderella with like the classical score, and so they wanted the classical score, not like the classic cartoon, like the orchestral score to Cinderella. It was so fucking boring.
Yeah.
It was such a bad move.
Well, no, I mean, like, and I had that, like, when they go super, when that is true. I mean, most of the time, like, they're very kind of sweet people, but whenever you do a wedding like super hard in on the theme, and it's a Disney theme, very specifically like Disney princess theme, it just feels weird.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, I mean, like, and it's fine, whatever, but it's like, I remember I did one. She was like, she herself was cool. She had like fucking tattoos and shit like that all over. Like she was really, and she was super nice. But like, it was just like all Beauty and the Beast. Like they even had like the glass case with the floating rose in it and shit like that. And I'm just like, does this mean that your boyfriend is like a emotionally abusive monster? Like, what is this going on here?
I don't know how much clearer I could be to my friends and family that I'm in an abusive relationship, but no one's helping me. Like, please.
But nobody fucking knows. Here's a cute little. Here's a nice little prompt from Anne over there that I think. What's your best movie TV wedding? Mine is Sex and the City montage of all the dresses she tries on from all the designers. I mean, for sure. That's like. I mean, that's about. Like, because we're all we're projecting ourselves into living that moment. My favorite wedding in a TV or a movie. I mean,
think about that.
Princess Bride is pretty fun just because the guy who has the terrible fucking, like, we are gathered here today in marriage. Yeah. So like, that's pretty fun. Like, that's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, except how many times have you heard that in a wedding speech?
Oh, well, no. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, well, you want to know what? It was a recent movie, Crazy Rich Asians. I
saw that on a very bad day.
Was pretty baller.
Yeah,
I want to go.
It was
that
very
wedding.
extravagant. Yeah,
it was very extravagant. But I remember the one thing that I was thinking of the whole time. And also we saw it with the Draces, and I was like so kind of weird, and like I kept calling it Crazy Rich Aliens for some reason because I'm a fucking moron and it, like
I do remember
remember that? It's like that'd be pretty wild, like a xenomorph wedding or something like that. Crazy rich xenomorphs, but no,
If anyone wants to have a Power Rangers themed wedding, I want to DJ that.
Wow.
Oh, no. You and the officiant is like Zordon, right? They're like, Rangers, we are gathered here today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what That'd be great.
I just want to DJ any themed wedding. Honestly, like, just bring it. I've done a good amount of them, and I am always so excited when people.
Right. I mean, like, and also like, because it gives you, doesn't it give you a way, Dustin, where you're like, I know how I can, like, it gives you a way where it's like, oh man, because if I look up the soundtrack from the fucking movie from 1996 and I play it at one part, they're going to be over the moon for it, you know, or whatever. It kind of gives you like a little bit of a target to hit, kind of type thing, you know, and like, and it's just kind of, you know, we've done every other type of like wedding under the sun. It's something kind of different. It's always kind of a little exciting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's goofy. It's fun.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. And so like the like what was I thinking about? I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, here.
You know, I have a tip on rhetoric if you guys want to.
What do you got? Yeah, what do you got?
All right, public speaking at a wedding, right, is a type of public epididactic rhetoric, right, where you're trying to congregate or express common values around which people all agree. Other examples of this are like politics or other things, right? Yeah. If you, as an officiant or a best man or whatever, are called to speak at a wedding and you use your primary goal in the speaking engagement is to express personal sentiments or feelings that you have towards the participants, you will lose the audience very quickly, and you're actually being wildly naive about how much the people at this engagement care about you. One of the reasons that public speech acts are always so boring is because they involve compromising the attentions of large groups of diverse people, right? I'm not saying be boring, but I'm saying understand that you're there to speak to both Mima at the front table and the college boys in the back. And most of the focus should be then on just positive general feelings you have about these people.
And also when
not the time you got fucking wicked drunk at that crazy wager, you know what I mean? Like in college.
Very rarely does like the fucking like the roast. Kind of like when people are like, it's the fucking Comedy Central roast of fucking David such and fucking fuck, you know, like, or whatever it is. And it's like that rarely ever like
Tucker and Dale get roasted.
Tucker and Dale get fucking roasted and boasted. Like, but like it like you, if you're gonna do it, you gotta be brief. And like, what would you say, D? 4 minutes and under at the most?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can, whatever you need to get done under 4 or 5 minutes is about all that you need to say.
Well, and that's the other thing, too, is that people can tell when your motivation for a public speech act is not respecting them as an audience, but instead prioritizing self-expression and self-satisfaction, right? And if you start by sharing stories about the Wicked Rager, and then you just continue on at lengths that would be unacceptable if you were in the audience, people will find you boring, selfish, and they will ignore you. So again, try to think about what you're going to say before you say it.
It's got to be broad. You know what I mean? Like I like Mark's got like a nice little thing right here. It goes like, I would just invite people to be themselves, and that's the main reason they're there in the first place, not to force some kind of fantasy fiction theme on them. That's pretty fair. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's like what most weddings do. But then he also had this great thing about our Power Rangers wedding. Following the bride should, like, the kids following the bride should combine into a Megazord. Yeah.
That's cute. I love it.
That's why you do the fucking theme wedding. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh no. What my point about Crazy Rich Asians was when she does that whole thing where she's walking down the aisle, but it has water in it.
I love it.
That's the dumbest, like, but but like, I'm just thinking about like how everybody saw everybody. Yeah, no, it was very pretty, but like how everyone who saw that and is not a billionaire was going like, how can we make something like this work? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
slide.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, dude, a slip and slide processional, logistical nightmare, super fucking fun idea. You know what I mean? Like that would be pretty sick to try and do. Oh my God.
I love it.
Oh, dude. Okay. This is another thing. Like the choreographed dances and shit like that. It is impressive. It is like, it is cool. I remember one time I was shooting a Russian wedding. and then I got a couple. Actually, I have several like stories from this Russian wedding. But like this one Russian wedding, I remember I asked them like, so what are you guys gonna do for your, because I always come up to them and I'm like, are you gonna do anything special for the dance, like the first dance? You know what I mean? Like because of shit like this, where they do like they're swing dance and they're doing whatever, and they're like, I don't know, nothing too special. We're just regular dance, or whatever. And usually I'll kind of select the right lens in order to shoot it and stuff. And so I picked this one that I thought would be good. And then they come out. They both kind of walk to the center of the stage. They're holding hands and they're walking side by side in like a very kind of theatrical way. And I'm like. And I'm already kind of like, whatever. And then the dude comes over and, they kind of do like an embrace type thing. And he lays one on her. And then he rips her dress off, to which she is wearing like, kind of like, I guess she kind of looked like she was dressed like a figure skater, like just like a gymnast type of an outfit, like but still looking nice. And then they literally proceeded to like dance around and do like circus act shit, like he's holding her up with like one arm and shit like that, like legit like Russian like gymnast stuff. And like when I asked him, I was like, so you guys do anything weird? And they're like, no, nothing. No, it's nothing. It's very normal, or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck?
How do you not tell the photographer at your wedding that you're going to do a choreographed dance number?
We were all flipping shit. We were just like, wait, what the fuck? Because like he had to like move his lights around so he could catch him and stuff like that and everything. Like it was, it was well. Actually, speaking of that, like we got to take a look. I think I got one or two more that look pretty good. This one. Do you guys want to do a dark one or a fun one?
Why are you pointing at me? I don't know.
I'll go for fun. How about fun?
Let's do fun. All right. We'll do fun and then we'll do one weird. This is another one Morgan will probably like.
Nah, Swan doesn't want any part of that.
No?
Swan is pissed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I mean, like, well, that's true because we were talking about, isn't it like, because people know my feelings about goats. You know what I mean? And this house, like, but you, Dustin, geese.
Yeah, fuck them.
But that's a swan. What about a swan?
Yeah. I believe that was a swan.
This is a swan. But I mean, like, swans can.
Swans are. I mean, they're not as aggressive as geese.
No. Not even close. But like, that was what's just like, we don't have time to go into a swan. Like, isn't it? Because there's like the little swan boats or whatever it was.
I mean, there's a reason why there's no like famous ballet called Geese Lake. Nobody would watch it because geese are fucking assholes.
And like it's like starting up and there's like a trill of the woodwind section. It's like I love geese, Dustin. I love geese for personal romantic girlfriend reasons. They're not about the actual animal.
Right.
Say that the entire Cygnus, geese, swan, like genus and species, remarkably temperamental and shitty animals.
Yeah,
like very mean, very mean.
Yeah.
Everything.
Totally, man. Yeah, they're like shit, man. Geese, they're the goats of the winged world, man. Swan Lake wedding. You know what I mean? I share Dustin's hatred of geese.
Y'all need to play Untitled Goose Game, an excellent independent video game from last year.
Have you played that one, D? Have you played that video game?
No.
That one? I played it very briefly, and I think it was very apparent, like my skills as far as playing video games were very apparent. Like
watching adult Sean play a video game is like watching 13-year-old Sean talk to a girl. he doesn't know what's going on.
What's going on.
It's
profusely sweating. You know what I mean? Like, like I got to go to the bathroom a lot more often than I normally do. You know what I mean?
You had like 100 Cokes.
Drinking like 100 Mountain Dews, like just a mystery boner, like out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like,
so Whimsy says that she has similar feelings about raccoons.
Ooh.
So raccoons are an animal that I like as an abstract concept and despise in reality. right?
Sure.
Like Tanuki Suit Mario to me is a joy. It's a delight, right? I love it. I want to look at it every day.
Yeah.
The idea of a raccoon being anywhere near my home or my garage, I have no interest. I'm not into it.
Interesting. You know? Yeah. I mean, like
trash panda.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah, they're trash pandas. I mean, like, yeah, they're just like, I mean, like, thing about like raccoons is that they're kind of like, they're chill, but they're persistent. Like, you can literally go up to one and like poke it and be like, stop ripping up my garbage. And
they don't care.
And they'll literally just go, fucking whatever, dude. And then just start doing like whatever the fuck it is that they want to from there on in. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, well, I think we've kind of run the gamut. We'll do one more one. This doesn't have to do with a wedding. This doesn't have to do with nothing. It's just fascinating. And it's a piece of Russian Photoshop that I just can't. This kind of goes to what we were talking about a little bit before, but it's like, this should have been on like Reddit, like I am very badass. Like this is kind of that guy. Like who paid money for this?
Wow. Super Goro, man.
Oh my no, he's like literally like a third more badass than Goro. But he's just like, I don't know, like he's just a dude named Sven or something like that. You know what I mean? Like oh god. I just can't like it'd be one thing if he did it himself, and if it's like I learned Photoshop in order to make this really fucking badass photograph of myself or whatever it is. But it's like if he paid someone to do that, you know what I mean? Like it's just
there's a semi-famous like design professional who publishes a blog where he basically talks about the instructions that he gets from people, you know.
It's interesting.
Like, thank you for your first draft, Philip. If you could make it more professional, but at the same time anarchic, I'd appreciate it. Right. You know, it's like, okay, like how do I do that, right?
Or it's like when kind of people that kind of have a harder time kind of articulating themselves in the way in which they want this thing to kind of change or whatever.
When I see these Russian wedding photos, I think to myself, what was the instruction you gave this
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Right. Like, what did you tell this guy?
Other than just like go wild, you know what I mean? Like, and also, Draces, you'll be happy. Like, I did a little bit of an update on like our little flopsy. Like every time we're like surprise meme. Like when you see something like this. When you see this guy, you make you definitely make this face. So anytime that somebody says something that's like a little wild, we're just getting guy right here. That's our
great.
new.
Sean, can you get like a soundboard going and become like a human meme? Like
I can kind of. I'm learning more about this kind of interface and like how I kind of just learned that you can like kind of do all these different things with like videos and stuff like that. I'm assuming there's also some stuff you could do with like some audio shit. So we might get there. We might get there, guys.
Need some Jamaican air horns and get this party started, man.
Oh my god. That's dude. Oh, dude, 100%. He's gonna fucking crush all of the fucking Legos. All that shit. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he just wanted to be Goro. Oh my god, look at it. Like, we got our boy Richard on the chat. He goes like, as a rat, I take this rodent propaganda.
John, do you remember one of our earliest episodes of the podcast where we talked to Rebecca Rothschild, where she explained to us the secret from Mortal Kombat 11?
Oh
no, Mortal Kombat 10.
Yeah.
Where they had a whole discussion about how many balls does Goro have? During the fatality, she was a QA on Mortal Kombat. So
yes.
She's like, yeah, we had to have a whole discussion. She's like, I made the point. I'm like, well, if Goro has this many like arms, he probably has extra testicles too. So like when he gets like when like Johnny Cage like does the little nut
and they don't do like those effects where like they turn them into they kind of go
X-ray, right?
Like an X-ray vision, so you want to see like 4, 5, 6 fucking bouncing Goro balls. You know what I mean?
Baker's dozen, man. Fucking deal. I'm ready. I need 13.
Goro's got nards,
dude, for fucking sure, man. Well, anyway, we want to say thank you very much to everybody who joined us in on the chat. This was a shitload of fun. Thanks a lot.
I'm not done. I want to keep going.
You want to keep going, man? You want to like? I mean, maybe we'll. You know what? Maybe we'll get something together. We're gonna do another one in about 2 weeks. On what date? Let me fucking look it up at the verse. And you know what? Who knows? We might do 1 or 2 in between, man. Like you know what? Hey, it'd be fun one to maybe do like maybe we should try to cobble together like a Manly Movie Monday like live type of thing where we talk about like a specific topic. That could be fun. Dustin, Morgan, if you guys want to get in on it, we'll get Alex in on it too. That could be fun. So my God,
we're trying his damnedest to get Morgan to watch John Wick.
She won't do it, even though
it's worth watching. It's not like the best film you're ever going to see.
No, it's just a good action movie.
But it's worth watching.
And it's engaging. It's just like her reason is bullshit. Like because
what?
Well, she like
Reeves.
Well, because a dog dies in the movie, and like yeah, but it's like
but that's the central moral affront of the film.
And then you get to watch it,
and
then you. But the thing was like I can't watch that dog die. Meanwhile, Morgan took me, Amelia, and our lovely friend Angel to go see Audition. Have you ever seen Audition?
No, what's that?
One of the most heartbreaking like post puppy murder shots ever. Like the thing is like I mean like what's that?
It's a puppet. It's not a real dog.
Wait, okay, Morgan, do you believe that they
don't
really
murder a real dog?
Right.
They don't murder a real dog. No, the thing is like he walks up to it. And like he walks up to it, and it kind of like fades to black, and like that, and it kind of, and then you kind of see like a teensy weensy bit of the aftermath. It's way worse than Audition, is what I'm saying. So like, yeah, we'll get there. We will get there when we get there. I'm not worried about it. Whenever Morgan's ready. So anyway,
all the time in the world.
Exactly right.
Not going anywhere.
When you're right, you're right. You know, like I mean, that's another thing that we're going to be doing. Just everybody keep a lookout. Coming up this next week, this Sunday, Lovecraft Country is premiering, and I'm super stoked. And we're going to start doing reactions to that. It's this new HBO show based on a book. It's got Michael K. Williams. It's got Journey Smollett Bell. It's like a cool kind of like alternate kind of like spooky timeline thing that has to do with Lovecraft, like the author,
right?
But it has to do with like this black family traveling through Jim Crow South, and it's produced by Jordan Peele, and it's like it looks really fucking
is this
cool.
That movie?
It's not a movie. It's a show. It's not a movie. It's a show.
I remember I saw the trailer for it, and it's like a jet in the sky, and then it disappears, right? And it kind of like flits in and out.
There might that's Janelle Monáe Antebellum.
Yes,
that's another one where I think like he was like a producer on it. But it's a show on HBO. It looks
Mr. Peele, give us a break.
Seriously, I mean like most of the time like just about everything like the Twilight Zone thing wasn't that great, but I feel like that had more to do with the CBL access of it all than it did with the Jordan Peele of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, whatever. He's got so much goodwill built up.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, imagine being one of the most popular comedian producers / creators on the planet for years, right? And then being like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna fuck around with a suspense film.
And horror movie.
Everyone loves it.
Right.
And then you say, you know what, I think I'll do another one. And almost everyone loves it. You know what I mean? Like this guy can do whatever he wants.
Us was like I mean like a good 1-2 punch of like Get Out and Us. I mean like the only one better I can think maybe is like The Witch and like The Lighthouse, maybe, or something like that. Like boom, boom, you know? So anyway, we're going to be doing reactions to Lovecraft Country coming up every week. A nice little week-to-week show that I'm pretty excited to fucking get going on again and stuff like that. So we hope that you guys join us for that. Obviously, we got ourselves Avatar reactions. Obviously, we got ourselves Mania Movie Mondays.
I started watching your Avatar reactions, guys. I think
dude.
Really
I mean, like, they're fun. You should get into that show, man. Like, it's a lot of fucking fun.
So I tried watching it, and I can tell that there's an enormous amount of depth and content and contemplation to it. I think that just for whatever reason, it's not clicking for me. So, but I like watching your reactions because I feel like watching adults chew on a lot of the kind of deep thematic content that is sometimes very subtle in the show through both humor and then, like, no disrespect, tawdry jokes sometimes. I don't know. It just really works.
Hey, really that's our house. That's where we live, buddy.
Yeah.
But like,
you know us. You've spent time with us.
you know this. That's the name of the game. But we got that. We got the Manly Movie Mondays, and we're gonna be doing The Boys season 2 when it comes out in September. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming out on the channel and shit like that. We hope you guys keep it here. We appreciate everybody in the comments. Ann, Sue, Mark, everybody, Shane, Gabe, love ya. Like all y'all people's like Tanny, love you too, girl. Like we will we appreciate everybody coming by, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.